Okay, so another playlist. Guys, up here, guys, look. Another playlist will be one with your video and examples of the videos that you're making. Right, the world of 7 billion videos. Right, so like that might be another playlist in there. And I want to try to build up the channel with stuff that can help you as we go through these reading and writing units. All right, so check that out today. Bookmark it, subscribe, whatever. You recognize these people up here?
Yes.
Some of them?
Yes.
Some of you might, some of you may not. This is the 1992 men's Olympic basketball team. Right? The Dream Team.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Why were they called the Dream Team?
Because they're so good. It's really dreams.
Yeah, these guys, these are considered some of the best basketball players in the history of basketball, not just 1992. The history of basketball. Right? Patrick Ewing, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, all, you know, these guys. Magic Johnson is at the top in the middle.
Oh yeah, I see.
Is that phone over there?
Yes.
Not important.
Who's in the middle?
That's the coach, Chuck Daly.
I think he's very tall too. Oh yeah.
Now, before the Olympics that year, this Dream Team played a college team, an amateur team, and they lost.
What?
Yeah, 62 to 54. I don't know, on purpose.
Oh, that's.
They lost. Right. Teamwork. Right? Individually, these guys are much better, but the college team knew how to play together. Right? So the college players, by playing together and working as a team, they were actually better than the professionals. Right? And that's what our topic today is. Okay, we're going to talk about your book club conversations and about how you guys can get more out of the conversations you have with each other. So we're starting with a question, right? We don't have a goal up here today. We have a question. What moves do book club members make so that they grow ideas together? Right? That's what we're going to try to figure out today. And you should recognize that phrase, grow ideas. When we did the Tiger Rising in the beginning of the year, we talked about how we grow ideas about character. We have those two charts about growing ideas. So, to do this, I'm going to need some volunteers. Because what I have here is a transcript from a very good book club talk. Right? So I have an example of an effective, good book club conversation. And we're going to have 4 of you perform this. And we're going to talk about what things they're doing. Okay? So who wants to volunteer? I need people with big voices. So that everyone can hear. Unsol, thanks for volunteering. So I'm going to ask you to come up here, Unsol. Who else?
Kayla.
Thanks, Kayla. And how about...
Dan.
You want to help, Dan? You're just going to participate. You're going to read.
It will be very fun.
Thanks, Dan. You got a big voice.
Wow.
And how about...
Yay!
Jay.
What? Wow.
Why don't you got a loud voice?
Big voice.
Dan, come on. You really want to do it? All right, Daniel, no.
Yay!
So, Alex, can you press this for me? To everyone else? Jay, here. Damon, come up here. You guys are going to stand and you're going to face your audience, all right?
Performing.
Alex, give me one more.
Older than me.
Now, imagine this group is reading a book called The Misfits. Has anyone read that? The Misfits? The Misfits is about a group of 4 middle school students who are all feeling bullied at their school. Their names are Joe, Addie, Bobby, Colin. But it's a story about a group of kids in middle school who are getting bullied. Right? It's called Misfits. Okay, so this group is going to have a book club talk, and while they're talking, you're listening to see what moves they make to grow ideas together. All right, so we're not just listening to hear what the book's about. Okay? We're listening and watching to see how these 4 students interact with each other and help each other grow ideas. So when they're done, I'm going to ask you, what are they doing to grow ideas? Okay, so Shiha, what am I going to ask you when they're done? How do they grow ideas? Right? What do they do? All right, so 4 volunteers. Are you ready?
We don't know what student
A, B, C, D. So move closer together. All right, student A, you can begin.
I see a lot of characters are going through a hard time right now. Like Joe is really trying to figure out who he is. He's trying to embrace his actual self, but things are getting in his way. Bobby is trying to become more confident, but is also having stuff getting in his way. And Eddie is just struggling to find who she really is.
I think even though the misfits are always bullied and constantly being called names, they're still trying to get more confident. Like Eddie is becoming more confident around Colin, Joe is becoming more confident about himself, and Bobby is becoming more comfortable.
Overall, what do you guys think is a great idea across the text that we can keep track of?
Okay, I'm going to stop them here. Right now, with the person next to you, tell them what you saw. Student A and B, how did they grow ideas together?
Slowly changing Charlie Bartle.
Yeah. How are they interacting? What does student B do?
Yeah, of course.
That's right, that's what he said. What student B added?
Where's Danny?
That's what I'm All right, let's come back together. So what I heard some different things when I just listened in. One thing I heard was people saying almost exactly what's written here. Like student A said this, student B said this. Okay? What I want to know is not what they're saying, but how they are growing ideas together. So who knows, what does student B, student A provides their opinion, right? Joe's trying to figure out who he is. He's trying to embrace his actual self. Things are getting in his way. Bobby's trying to become more confident. Addie's struggling to find out who she really is. Now, the information that student B adds, what kind of information is it? Annika?
I think he has information and another perspective.
Right, so student B adds another perspective. Addie's becoming more confident around Colin. Joe's becoming more confident about himself. So student A shared something, an opinion about each of the characters, and then student B shared something that all the characters have in common. Right? So we see that these, the participants here, they're not repeating what each other has said, they're adding layers to the discussion, right? Growing ideas together. So can you continue, student C?
That's a little tough, but there are a lot of, but I think that there is one that would probably stand out the most.
Everyone's kind of like becoming more comfortable in their own shoes.
Yeah. As a group, they're growing confidence together. It's like their own family, I guess. They're helping each other when they need it.
I think if they didn't have each other, then they wouldn't become more confident in themselves.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have started this campaign.
Their relationship is more about helping them.
So it's kind of about how their relationships seem pretty positive and are helping them grow.
Okay. Can we track this idea as we keep reading? How the kids' relationship with one another are pretty positive and helping each other grow stronger.
Sounds good. We should all jot down so we remember. And let's all read some writing about this idea when we talk.
Okay, thank you guys. You can have a seat.
And it might be
Yeah, you keep them. So, in this second part, what do we see has happened?
Like why they did this stuff and like how they're doing it.
So, what I noticed when I watched this is that each person adds some of their own ideas, and as those ideas kind of pile up, a bigger idea emerges. Right? And when I was going through this, it reminded me of my vacation, because in my hometown, there's a market called Mazzanti's, and they make this fantastic sandwich.
We're so cool for showing us this picture and not giving us that.
It just makes me more hungry than they are.
But here's what I thought about. Each person contributes something different, and then something bigger emerges. Right? So we got some bread, we got some provolone cheese, we got ham, we've got salt and pepper, we got all this stuff. It comes together, this big idea emerges. So that's what a really good book club conversation does. Right? You share ideas, and then something emerges that you can track throughout the book. All right? So what we saw, I have them over here. Right? We have things we should do to grow ideas. We're going to listen closely and understand what ideas our friends are trying out. And so we're going to listen and understand their ideas. We want to keep talking about the same idea. Right? So we're not going to change the topic completely. Right? If Alex says that the characters are becoming more confident, then I'm not going to change that completely and say, oh, the characters are planning a vacation. I'm going to stay kind of on that same path with my group members. Each member can find a different example in the text. So in this we saw like somebody gave an example about Addie, and then somebody gave an example about another character, Colin. And each person kind of contributes something, just like the sandwich. Right? It's not all bread. Nobody wants to eat that. It's boring. It's a mix, right? Equal mix. We actually talk about that big topic. We name it. Right? The characters in this example, they name that big idea. Right? What was the big idea? Can someone read it again? Yeah, what's the big idea they named?
Confidence.
Confidence, right? They talk about everyone becoming more comfortable in their own shoes. What's that? You know what that means? Comfortable in your own shoes?
Not comfortably outside.
Does it really mean your feet are comfortable? Your shoes are comfortable? No, it means you're more confident, right, about who you are. Try out different ways to say what you're thinking or what others have said. You saw this in there, they said things like, oh, you mean that, blah, 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 blah. So you've heard this in other classes, maybe it's paraphrasing. So you say what the other person has said in your own words, kind of help everyone understand the idea. You notice when a big idea has emerged. We said this, you name it, and then the last one. You plan to keep tracking that idea throughout the book. Because we know that when we grow ideas, we have to track them and we look for patterns, right? So these are what we're going to try. And I'm going to give you 2 minutes right now. I want you to try it. Right? Our mini lesson's a little long, but I want you to try it right now with your group. Okay? And so I know you're all doing well with your reading, so I want you to try it. Right now, have a brief book club conversation. You're going to have 2 minutes. Okay, you can start by talking about characters, issues that characters are having. Okay? You ready to go? Go.
I was like half asleep and half but I couldn't call it. Really? How survive? So I read up the surviving. Really, I started walking around.